Welcome to Star Bios, the podcast where we delve into the fascinating lives of Hollywood's most iconic stars. Today, we're shining the spotlight on the incomparable James Cagney, a true legend of the silver screen. With a career spanning over 5 decades, Cagney's impact on American cinema is still felt today, and his story is one of perseverance, talent, and a dash of old-school Hollywood magic. Born on July 17, 1899, in Manhattan's Lower East Side, James Francis Cagney Jr. entered the world amidst the sights, sounds, and smells of New York City's most vibrant neighborhood. The air was thick with the aroma of freshly baked bread from the local bakeries, the sound of horse-drawn carriages echoed through the streets, and the smell of coal smoke wafted from the chimneys of the tenement buildings. His father, James Sr., was an Irish-American bartender known for his charismatic charm and warm smile, which would later influence Jimmy's own on-screen persona. His mother, Carolyn Nelson, a Norwegian-American homemaker, was the glue that held the family together, with her strong maternal presence and love for storytelling. The youngest of 7 children, Jimmy, as he was affectionately known, grew up in a bustling household where music, dance, and storytelling were always present. The Cagney home was a lively hub of activity, with siblings taking turns performing for each other, and Carolyn regaling the family with tales of her Norwegian heritage. This eclectic environment would later influence his unique blend of tough guy swagger and charming vulnerability on screen. As Jimmy navigated the crowded streets of the Lower East Side, he was exposed to a kaleidoscope of cultures, with immigrants from all over the world bringing their traditions and passions to the streets. Young Jimmy was surrounded by the sounds of vaudeville, the smell of food carts, and the thrill of street performers. He would often sneak into the nearby Union Square Theater to watch the likes of George M. Cohan and Eddie Cantor perform, mesmerized by their charisma and showmanship. These early encounters with live theater sparked a passion within him, and he soon began taking dance lessons at a local studio. The seeds of his future success were being sown as young Jimmy Cagney started to envision a life beyond the streets of the Lower East Side, one where he could use his talents to captivate audiences and make a name for himself in the world of show business. Cagney's early years were marked by a mix of hardship and joy. His father's struggles with alcoholism and the family's frequent moves between tenements took a toll on the children. Jimmy remembered the sound of his father's slurred words, the smell of cheap whiskey, and the feeling of uncertainty that came with never knowing when they would have to move again. However, Carolyn's strong maternal presence and the family's love for entertainment provided a sense of stability and comfort. Jimmy's siblings would often put on makeshift shows in their living room, with Jimmy himself taking center stage, showcasing his natural charisma and flair for performance. As a young boy, Cagney attended St. Francis Xavier School, where he developed a strong interest in sports, particularly boxing. This early fascination with the sport would later become an integral part of his on-screen persona, as he brought a pugilist's grit and determination to many of his iconic roles. Jimmy would often sneak into the local boxing gym, watching in awe as the fighters trained and sparred. He was drawn to the discipline, the physicality, and the mental toughness required to succeed in the ring. The rough-and-tumble streets of the Lower East Side also taught Jimmy how to navigate tough situations, a skill that served him well in both his personal and professional life. The Cagney family's financial struggles meant that Jimmy had to balance school with work from a young age. He took on various odd jobs, including working as a bellhop, a newsboy, and even a slaughterhouse worker. These early experiences not only taught him the value of hard work, but also gave him a unique perspective on the world, which he would later draw upon in his acting career. Jimmy remembered the feeling of exhaustion after a long day's work, the smell of blood and sweat at the slaughterhouse, and the sound of the newsboys calling out the headlines on street corners. As Jimmy entered his teenage years, he began to explore the world of entertainment more seriously. He attended vaudeville shows at the nearby Union Square Theater, mesmerized by the performances of stars like George M. Cohan and Eddie Cantor. These early encounters with live theater sparked a passion within him, and he soon began taking dance lessons at a local studio. Jimmy's instructor, a kind-hearted woman named Miss Thompson, saw something special in the young boy and encouraged him to pursue his dreams. With her guidance, Jimmy honed his craft, learning the intricacies of tap dancing, ballet, and ballroom dancing. The seeds of Cagney's future success were being sown as he began to envision a life beyond the streets of the Lower East Side. He devoured books on acting, studied the great performers of the time, and practiced his craft in front of the mirror, perfecting his timing, tone, and expression. The world of show business beckoned, and Jimmy Cagney was ready to answer, armed with a fierce determination, a quick wit, and a charming smile that would soon captivate audiences around the world. As Jimmy Cagney's passion for acting continued to burn brighter with each passing day, he began to pursue opportunities in the theater with an unrelenting fervor. In 1919, at the age of 20, he landed his first professional role in a touring production of the musical Every Sailor, a show that would take him to distant cities and introduce him to a diverse array of characters. The experience was invaluable, as it allowed him to hone his craft, learn from seasoned performers who had spent years perfecting their skills, and develop the physical and mental stamina required for life on the road. He recalled the countless nights spent in cramped dressing rooms, the smell of grease paint and sweat, and the thrill of performing in front of a live audience, all of which helped shape him into a versatile and resilient actor. Over the next several years, Cagney worked tirelessly, taking on various roles in vaudeville shows, musicals, and plays, including a stint with the prestigious Keith Albee vaudeville circuit. He would often perform multiple shows a day, perfecting his timing, tone, and physical comedy skills. The grueling schedule and constant travel took a toll on his body, but Cagney's determination and passion for acting drove him to persevere. As he navigated the ups and downs of his early career, he began to develop a keen sense of observation, studying the people and environments around him, and drawing inspiration from the experiences that would later shape his performances. In 1925, Cagney's big break came when he was cast in the Broadway production of Outside Looking In, a drama written by Maxwell Anderson. The play's success was modest, but it marked a significant turning point in Cagney's career, as it brought him to the attention of influential theater critics and industry professionals. One such critic, Alexander Woollcott, praised Cagney's performance, noting that he possessed a quality of reckless, unbridled vitality that set him apart from other actors of his generation. This review not only boosted Cagney's confidence but also caught the attention of Hollywood scouts, who began to take notice of the talented young actor. The late 1920s were a period of rapid growth and transformation for Cagney, as he continued to work in theater while also exploring opportunities in film. In 1929, he made his screen debut in the silent movie The Doorway to Hell, directed by Archie Mayo. Although the film was not a major success, it marked the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship between Cagney and Warner Brothers Studios. The experience of working on a film set, with its unique demands and creative possibilities, fascinated Cagney, and he quickly became enamored with the medium. He spent countless hours studying the work of other actors, directors, and cinematographers, determined to master the craft of filmmaking. Throughout the early 1930s, Cagney established himself as one of Hollywood's most versatile and dynamic young actors, appearing in a wide range of films including dramas, comedies, and musicals. His breakthrough role came in 1931 with the movie The Public Enemy, directed by William Wellman. The film's gritty portrayal of Prohibition-era gangsters and Cagney's electrifying performance as Tom Powers, a ruthless and charismatic hoodlum, catapulted him to stardom. The iconic scene in which he smashes a grapefruit into Mae Clarke's face has become an enduring symbol of his intense, unpredictable style. As Cagney's career gained momentum, he found himself at the center of a vibrant social circle that included many of Hollywood's most talented and fascinating personalities. He became particularly close to actors like Pat O'Brien, Frank McHugh, and Spencer Tracy, with whom he would often spend hours discussing politics, literature, and life. These friendships not only provided emotional support but also fueled Cagney's creative ambitions, as he drew inspiration from the people and experiences around him. The group would frequently gather at the legendary Brown Derby restaurant, where they would engage in lively debates, share stories, and laugh together until the early hours of the morning. In 1932, Cagney starred in Taxi, a drama directed by Roy Del Ruth, which showcased his remarkable range and depth as an actor. The film's success was followed by a string of critically acclaimed performances, including The Mayor of Hell, 1933, Footlight Parade, 1933, and Here Comes the Navy, 1934. These movies cemented Cagney's status as one of Hollywood's leading men, known for his distinctive blend of toughness, vulnerability, and irrepressible energy. His ability to convey a sense of authenticity and emotional depth on screen earned him the admiration of audiences and critics alike. One of the most significant events in Cagney's life during this period was his marriage to Frances Vernon, a beautiful and intelligent woman whom he met on the set of The Mayor of Hell. The couple tied the knot on September 12, 1922, and their union would prove to be a long and happy one, lasting over 60 years. Frances became not only Cagney's partner in life, but also his closest confidant and most trusted advisor, offering valuable guidance and support throughout his career. She was his rock, providing a sense of stability and comfort in the midst of the chaos and uncertainty that often accompanied the highs and lows of Hollywood. As James Cagney's career continued to soar to unprecedented heights, he found himself becoming increasingly discerning about his roles, carefully selecting projects that would allow him to delve deeper into the complexities of human nature and push the boundaries of his craft. The 1940s and 1950s were a transformative period for Cagney, as he delivered a string of remarkable performances in films like Yankee Doodle Dandy, 22-2, White Heat, 22-2, White Heat, 2029, and Love Me or Leave Me, 1955. His iconic portrayal of George M. Time Cohan in Yankee Doodle Dandy earned him an Academy Award for Best Actor, solidifying his status as one of Hollywood's most revered and beloved stars. As he accepted the coveted award, Cagney's eyes sparkled with a deep sense of pride and gratitude, his voice trembling with emotion as he paid tribute to the real-life Cohan, whose legacy had inspired him to give the performance of a lifetime. This milestone moment marked a turning point in Cagney's career, as he began to take on more challenging roles that would test his range and versatility as an actor. Cagney's personal life also continued to flourish during this period, as he and his wife Frances remained devoted to each other, their marriage a beacon of stability in the often turbulent world of Hollywood. The couple's farm in Martha's Vineyard became a cherished retreat, where they would spend hours tending to their gardens, raising livestock, and basking in the simple pleasures of country life. As they strolled through the rolling hills and lush green pastures, hand in hand, Cagney would often regale Frances with stories of his latest film projects, seeking her input and guidance as he navigated the complexities of his characters. The farm was more than just a tranquil escape for Cagney. It was also a place where he could reconnect with his roots and tap into his creative energy. He would often spend hours in his workshop, tinkering with gadgets and machinery, or practicing his painting skills, finding solace in the quiet, methodical process of creating something from scratch. This downtime allowed him to recharge and refocus, returning to his craft with renewed passion and dedication. As Cagney entered his later years, he began to slow down, but his passion for acting never wavered. Throughout his career, Cagney received numerous accolades, including the American Film Institute's Life Achievement Award and a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. As he once said, "I've made a lot of movies, but I don't think I've ever made a bad one." This statement reflects his unwavering dedication to his craft and his unrelenting passion for storytelling, as well as his commitment to excellence in every project he undertook. Today, James Cagney is remembered as a true Hollywood legend, an actor who brought unparalleled energy and depth to every role he undertook. His influence can be seen in the work of countless actors who have followed in his footsteps, from Robert De Niro to Leonardo DiCaprio, each of whom has been inspired by Cagney's groundbreaking performances and his tireless pursuit of excellence. His legacy serves as a reminder that, with hard work, determination, and a passion for storytelling, we can all leave our mark on the world. As Cagney himself once said, the most important thing in acting is honesty. If you can fake that, you've got it made. These words of wisdom continue to inspire generations of actors and artists as they strive to capture the essence of the human experience through their craft. That's all for today's Star Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Casey Gold reminding you to keep shooting for the stars.